From the response I've been getting from the final scene of the end of Evangelion, and a lot of people don't understand what's going on in that movie or in the series and in that scene. So, and Evangelion is one of the most abstract and probably deepest animes out there, and a lot of people are confused about certain things. And so I decided I'm gonna make a series of videos, analysis of the series and the movie. And I want this to be a huge like community thing. I want all bunch of Ava fans coming together, make comments on the videos. Video responses would be even better. That's what I really want. Are video responses, reactions to my comments and stuff that I say. I'm calling it Project Ava for now. I'm shooting for the first actual video to be posted by the end of August. A couple rules though that I'm gonna follow, and I hope you follow them too, is that I'm not gonna like cite for my evidence for anything. I'm not gonna cite spin-off mangas or spin-off series or anything like that. So no Girlfriend of Steel. There's gonna be no rebuild of Evangelion because hasn't come out here yet, as far as I know. The first movie or first couple movies just came out there in Japan, I believe. And from what I've been hearing about it, I mean, yeah, it's a retelling and with extra stuff, but I've heard of like extra characters and whatnot, so I'm beginning to think it might not even be like a true retelling of the series, like that I would like to see anyway. Um, so nothing on that right now. Um, I guess you could use the manga that was based off of the series, but if you can, avoid using that too. Also, I don't own Death and Rebirth, so I don't know how that's different from the series. All I have is the end of Evangelion, because Death and Rebirth is, as I understand it, is just a retelling of the series. So yeah, you can use that, but I don't own it, so if you plan on participating by making a video response or something, please rewatch the series. As you can see, I have the Platinum Edition box set with the Director's Cut episodes, and also I have the movie right here. So, and I'm going to rewatch it, and I've already seen it at least 3 times, so this will be my 4th time rewatching it. And by watching these videos, I'm pretty much assuming that you've already seen it at least once. So, unless you're really participating, you don't have to rewatch it, but it would help. So do that if you can. So at the end of August, like I said, I have a bunch of topics that I want to cover, that I have things planned for. Characters, the series, end of Evangelion, frequently asked questions, the endings to both the series and the movie. We're going to talk about the live action movie. But since I do want this to be a huge community thing, this first video is really going out to you guys and asking what topics you guys want to hear about. What questions do you have about, the story, anything really, anything. I have a frequently asked questions video planned, so that might be the first thing I do, depending on the response I get from this one. You know those times in English class when you're reading something really abstract like Fahrenheit 451 or Lord of the Flies, and no one in the class gets it, so the English teacher has to stand up in front of the class and tell you why it's so good and why you should like it? Well, I'm going to play the part of the English teacher. I've heard the Ava series and the movie described as, quote, mindfuck, and I really think that's insulting to the series and the movie, because by using that term, you're implying that it just has a bunch of random stuff thrown together just to mess with you, and it has really no meaning, but it's really quite the opposite. I think this entire series, everything that happens in the series and in the movie, has a clear purpose and intention by Anno. Even in the situations where it seems like nothing is going on, something is going on. I think people get way too caught up in the big battle scenes, Ava versus the Angels and all the action sequences and whatever, and they fail to recognize what the true purpose and meaning behind the series is, and that's all about the psychology and what's going on in these characters' heads, because it's very evident from the very beginning that These characters, something is very screwed up in their heads and their minds, and the series gives us plenty of, you know, insights into that, and clues and hints about it. And a lot of Freudian terms and a lot of other psychological terms are tossed around by the characters. And you know, there's a huge purpose behind that. I'm going to make a playlist of all these videos, so if you're a fan, I urge you to keep watching. And if you have friends who are fans, you know, clue them in, because this is not all about me. Like I said, I want this to be a huge community thing where a bunch of Ava fans get together and opinions and ideas are discussed about the series. So yeah, like I said, post ideas you have, topics, questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you with the first video soon.